Welcome to the Michelle Mission, 2 Men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I'm joined as always by my partner.
Hey, what's up? Holler at your boy. This is Len, aka the Bat Tribble.
And here on the final episode of 2021, we put a bow on this year's edition of the Michelle Mission with a Christmas film from 2007. This Christmas, directed by Preston Whitmore, written by Preston Whitmore, and starring a literal cavalcade of black actors, which would eat up a tremendous amount of time if I just read all of them. But I'll just say highlights would, of course, be Delroy Lindo, Regina King, Idris Elba, but also a cavalcade of stars behind them. But we'll get to all of that. But before we do, Len, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Vincent, but I also feel a little bad.
Why do you feel bad?
And I'm going to share some of my bad feelings with you.
Okay. These are different bad feelings than what we've been talking about for
yes.
These are surprise bad feelings.
Surprise bad feelings.
Okay.
Before I do that, let's give a shout out to everyone that is out there watching us as we are streaming live to Facebook and YouTube via StreamYard. Shout out to Deborah Battle, Aaron Fry, Jeffrey Thomas, Blue Girl 718, Camellia Will 03, Alan Anthony. Oh my goodness, they are lining up in the chat. Sharon Eldridge. Oh, everybody is tuning in to the Michelle Mission.
Hey folks, good to see you. Good to see you.
I'm feeling a little bad, Vincent, and here's why.
Okay.
Last week on the Michelle Mission, previously on the Michelle Mission, we spoke about the Philadelphia hip hop tree.
Yes.
As if it were to be on a gift.
Yes.
And it was a great segment of the show. It was fantastic. And we were killing it. And we had made mention about, the tree began rightfully so with Lady B.
Yes, sir.
And then after going to Schoolie D, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, The Roots, 3 Times Dope, it and not exactly in that order. It ended with Bahamadia.
Yes.
And we assumed that probably was because, they're trying to, balance it out, get another woman in there.
Also, Bahamadia is a
phenomenal,
an amazing MC.
Exactly. But Vincent, my friend, immediately after that show went up, I think I put that show up at maybe midnight that night. 12:05 a.m. my phone was ringing. And it was our good friend Ariel Johnson.
Hey, Ariel.
Malcolm Comics and Coffee House, and said, Len, pass this flogging on to Vincent.
Oh no.
Because how dare the two of you, with all due respect to Bahamadia, how dare the two of you, when trying to come up with the hip hop tree of Philadelphia and thinking that perhaps you want to put another woman onto that tree,
who
we do not mention Eve. What? Yes, Vincent.
Wow.
What about Eve?
What about Eve?
Born right here in Philadelphia.
I mean, look, introduced to us by the Roots.
Introduced by the Roots, multi-platinum performing artist. With the Rough Riders was her crew.
That's right. She was a Rough Rider.
Her star shined bright. It was relatively short, but that was her own doing.
Right, she moved into other parts.
She moved
of
into
media.
acting,
and
had a hit TV show.
Absolutely.
And then would go on to get married and have herself a beautiful family. Vincent,
how did we forget about
Eve? Yes, Alan Anthony is hitting us up like, y'all left out Eve. Y'all should be ashamed for forgetting Eve.
We
Blue
should
Girl
be.
718.
We should be. It is true.
Before all of you in the chat get up on your chatty high horses, none of you in the chat last week were shouting out Eve to us.
Now we were taping by ourselves last week.
Exactly. Now we were in this little StreamYard room all alone.
Just the two of us.
Yes.
Just the two of us.
So don't even start. Don't even start. That's right. You know what? I was looking to see if Deborah battled because she's the one that gets the clicking. She's the one that gets the clicking. So
certainly apologies.
To Eve. Yes, most definitely. So yeah, and I have to say, as I was rightfully flogged by Ariel, I admit it. Yes, we did forget about Eve.
We did,
and with all due respect to Bahamadia, Eve belongs on there. Quiet as kept. Eve belongs on there, but 3 times dope.
Yeah.
I can see Schoolie D from a historic point of view.
I mean, 3 times dope is sort of that they kind of hew that line now.
I don't know, man.
Because now once you put Eve on there, I go back to what we were talking about last week. Like Eve is on there, I would say primarily because she carried the flag out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Then Meek Mills needs to be on there.
Okay, Meek needs to be on there, but Meek is still relatively new.
Okay, so you're saying
this is
it's almost a Mount Rushmore situation.
And, okay, and in time he might make it up
in
there.
time.
Okay. And okay, let's do this. Mount Rushmore of Philly hip hop. And now Mount Rushmore, there's only 4. So Lady B's up there.
I mean, quietly, it's only 1 spot left because I think
Jazzy Jeff
and Fresh Prince both get a spot.
Yeah,
they get their own. Like they legitimately get their own spots, and then the Roots just crowd up together.
But can you crowd up the Roots like that?
You absolutely do.
Really?
You absolutely do.
I mean, really, because I could make an argument.
Okay.
That a Mount Rushmore of Philly hip hop, right? Lady B's undoubtedly.
Yeah, unless we're just talking about just that last spot. Like, are you saying that there's more than 1 spot open, or are we just arguing about that last spot?
No, hear me out.
Okay.
Lady B.
Yes.
I think you throw up Questlove represents the Roots. You throw up Will represents Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and you throw up Eve.
Yeah, I 100% disagree with that.
So you believe that like the Roots should just be all in like a whole bunch of pebbles?
There's absolutely no way whatsoever Jazzy Jeff nor Black Thought wouldn't be up there.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. So I guess this is just going to be Mount Rushmore's.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we couldn't even figure out the shirt. So I didn't understand why you had gone down to 4. Like, I didn't really understand what your strategy was.
I just tried to narrow it down.
Because we did so well when we had more choices.
I was trying to give Eve all her flowers.
Yeah.
And say that she belongs on the Mount Rushmore.
All right. Yeah. We're sorry, Eve.
Eve is married to a quasi-billionaire.
Hey, look, I don't know. I just hope she's happy.
Yes. She seems happy.
Look, man, that's all I want.
Do you watch what's the show? Queen?
I don't.
Is that the name of the show?
Yeah, it's like her and Brandy and
the old rappers.
We watch that old word.
Well, I mean, that's okay. They're old school rappers who getting like their second.
Yeah, I've seen the billboard, but
I've talked to 2 people, 2 former guests of the show. One loves it, and the other one is hate watching it.
Right. I never really understand that concept.
Well, I think
as a whole,
I think the concept is like in this regards, it's a Black show.
Sure.
So I want to play my part in getting it to a second season.
Right. But no, I have not seen it.
No, I've not watched
I wish it well, though.
Sure.
Because it's like Eve, Brandy,
Oh man. I think
like I know neither Queen Latifah nor MC Lyte.
Oh no. Those are the only performing artists in it.
No, I thought there was a third MC on there. I mean, a third singer / MC.
They're all
it's like Eve, Brandy, who else?
I'm about to tell you. Hold on. I think it's called Queens. I think that's what it's called. Because I got the Queen, which is not it. Here we go. Queens. It's Eve, Naturi Naughton.
Naturi Naughton. I like.
Nadine Velasquez.
Oh, Brandy. Right. Yeah. All right. I mean, look, hey, sure.
I mean, I thought Naturi Naughton was more of a. Is she a singer? I thought she was.
I think she's a singer, but she was a singer.
Oh, was she?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yes, I see it. American singer songwriter. I did not.
Wasn't she in a group?
I'm about to find out.
Was she in like?
She was in 3LW.
Right. She's the one got kicked out. 3LW. She said they kicked her out because she was too dark.
Really?
That's what she said.
Wow.
Hey, man, look. It's
wow.
I wasn't there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know she lists in her filmography that she was in Notorious, the B.I.G. story?
I did know she was in that, although I've never seen that film.
Do you know who she played in that film?
Lil' Kim? Maybe a young Lil' Kim?
She played Lil' Kim.
I can see that.
She played Lil' Kim. Yes, she did.
Because she's cute.
Yeah.
And Lil' Kim.
And she was in Power. I thought she was in Power.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. She was in Power. So yeah, she plays Jill the Thrill in the ABC series Queens.
Okay, well, good for her.
God bless them.
I wish them well.
Very good.
We've now spent way more time talking about Queens than I planned on when I woke up this morning.
I know. Farrell Blackwell is asking what we think of the show Harlem, which I believe is on an Amazon Prime show. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I might be watching over the holiday.
Somebody I know really likes it. I think my cousin likes it. But I don't know if it's Harlem or it's another one of those shows. I call them New Girlfriends.
There's a couple of shows like that because there's actually a show like that, and I can't bring the name. I don't think it's like all black girls though. On Paramount, I think there's one as well because I see like the advertisement when I go there to watch Discovery.
You think about reruns of Green Acres?
No, it's not. It's not reruns of Green Acres. Enough of you.
See, he wanted the country life, but his wife wanted to stay in Manhattan. But then he said, "You are my wife," and then she said, "Goodbye, city life." And then they moved
in Green Acres
to the country. So that might be what you're thinking about. Reruns of Green Acres. It's got a catchy theme song, so I can see how that would get in here.
See, now I didn't take that catnip. I was singing that theme song.
How was Zsa Zsa Gabor thing?
How was she a thing?
How was she actually a thing?
She's a good-looking woman.
I mean,
you know,
were they
at that time?
Was there a shortage?
Look, she was a good-looking woman at the time.
Was there a shortage?
Will you let me talk?
Okay, go ahead.
She was a good-looking woman, a blonde. Well, she made herself a blonde at a time when blondes were the thing because it's the height of
and
Marilyn
there weren't
Monroe
that many of them.
Not for TV.
Because they couldn't find any?
Not for TV. That would take that TV money.
They were like vampire blondes?
And she was funny. She was funny. Zsa. Now, because there were twins.
I was about to say, I'm not even sure if it was Zsa Zsa Gabor. It may have been her sister.
It may have been Eva Gabor.
All right.
Because one of them is actually better than the other, but they're identical twins.
And you can differentiate. You need to think about the decisions that you've made with your life. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, Aaron Fry saying it was Eva. See, it was Eva Gabor that was in Green Acres. Something told me because I'm seeing the credits and I don't see.
It wasn't Zsa Zsa.
It was
the other one.
Zsa Zsa.
Yeah.
And Alan's New Mutant is saying whose name was ever Zsa Zsa. Well,
Zsa
look,
Zsa.
Zsa Zsa Gabor was a thing.
Zsa Zsa,
For all you younger
it's like
missionaries.
Charo.
Now, why Charo?
I don't know.
But in fairness, Charo was, while she was a star here, she was a big star in speaking her own language.
Speaking her, which Spanish?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there you go. And so Eva Gabor was, I don't know. Anyway.
All right. Moving
Ava,
on.
Not Eva. It was Ava. All right.
Moving on.
There you go. Look, Deborah Battle clicking. They were sisters, not twins. All right.
Sisters. I thought.
All right, Deborah.
I didn't.
Where were you with Eve?
Right.
I don't want to hear from you.
When it was all about Eve.
I want to hear from you for at least 5 minutes, Deborah.
All right. What else is going on over there on the screen?
I like talking to Deborah like that from here because, like our listeners to the podcast can't see her, but she in her profile picture, she's got like this head wrap on. I just envision her like just being tough like Queen Latifah, and that she would beat me up. So I sell all my Wolf tickets.
I mean, her last name is Battle.
Yeah.
It's right there in the name.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and I feel like that's not even really her name. I think that's like her rap name.
Like her rap name, right.
Deborah Battle.
What? Right.
Okay. Vince, I gave you homework last week.
You did. Is it
wait a minute
already? Oh, okay.
It's not, because we got listener mail.
Okay, missives from the missionaries. What we got?
We do have a listener mail here, and I'm going to go to my email, which we got from Terry Plain.
Hey, Terry.
I want to revive the argument I made last year on Facebook that Collateral, starring Jamie Foxx, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Tom Cruise, should be considered a black movie.
Okay.
Here's why.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx is a main character, protagonist, hero. Jada is the romantic interest.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline is influenced by Jamie's choices and ability to shift the plot based on his self-discovery. Jamie rescues and saves the girl. What do you say?
I'll go along with it.
Yeah, I can't knock that argument.
Yeah, it's a good argument.
That's a better argument than Lethal Weapon.
But it's not. But we'll get to Lethal Weapon and Collateral.
Yes, when we do Ebony and Ivory week here on the show mission.
I mean, that's actually not a bad idea for a month. It's a shame we did the Defiant ones already in 48 hours.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Terry also sent us another email saying, "Hey, it's Terry again.
Hey, Terry.
I heard the rebroadcast of 6 Degrees of Derval Martin to Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
My path was different than Vincent's.
All right. What's her path?
Well, I believe Terry for some reason, I think it's a guy. But
okay.
Anyway,
what's his path?
It started with Dick Anthony Williams.
Okay.
To Denzel like Vince,
mm-hmm.
but veered off to Denzel to Nate Parker in The Great Debaters.
Oh, okay.
From there, he goes to Nate Parker to Method Man in Red Tails.
Very
and then
nice.
Method Man to Keegan-Michael Key in Keanu. Thus, 4 moves.
I like it.
I do like that.
This again, it's the aristocrats.
Yes.
Like it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much. I mean, I guess the primary goal is to win.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get past winning, it's how did you win?
Exactly.
That's fascinating to me.
Exactly. With that in mind,
yes,
let's play this week's edition of 6 Degrees.
6 Degrees
of Derval Martin.
All right.
All right. And I told you last week, I gave you a heads up, Vincent. I was no longer going to take it easy on you.
You did say that.
I said that. I meant it. And thus, I'm giving you.
Okay.
In 6 moves or less.
6 moves or less.
Vincent.
Yes.
From Derval Martin.
Okay.
To.
Oh,
hold on. Let me do this real quick.
Here we go. All right. Let me get myself loose. Here we go.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Interesting. Okay. D'Urville Martin to Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bad thing is, the only thing I can't get Some Like It Hot out of my head. That's the only thing I have with Marilyn Monroe in my head.
I mean, to be fair, outside of maybe 2 other movies, that's really all you need.
All right. So, and that is with
Some Like It Hot.
Yeah, who are my 2 dudes?
Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon.
Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, about to say. You get mixed up with the white faces start to blend.
No. Jack Lemmon was in our movie, wasn't our the Jim Brown movie?
No. I know which movie you're talking about.
That's not Jack Lemmon in there?
No.
Who did he get?
The movie where it's the crime caper?
Yeah.
No.
Who's he getting to the punch out with in that?
That is it a very young Gene Hackman that plays the cop?
No, Gene Hackman plays the cop, but then there's another dude who's in the gang.
Then I think that's Ernest Borgnine.
I think it's another dude. Just pull that up real quick for me.
I think the movie is Split.
Yeah, Split. Jack Lemmon's not in Split.
It's not, I can tell you, it 100% is not Jack Lemmon. Let's see. Split. Ernest Borgnine, Gene Hackman, Donald Sutherland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a sneaky guy
in that. Warren Oates.
Right.
Diane Carroll. Yeah.
No Jack Lemmon.
No. Jack Klugman. Maybe
Jack Klugman is who I'm thinking about. It is. All right. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. I can't think of anything there in besides. Wait. Tony Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Who's in the Defiant Ones?
Tony Curtis.
Oh, well, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. D'Urville Martin is in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, who's in the Defiant Ones with Tony Curtis, who's in Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe.
Very good, Vincent. Very good. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. Very good. Now, I will say that, as I told you, you know, and I cheat because I'm doing the game. You could have gotten there in pretty much 2 moves.
How many moves did I just use? I thought I just used 2 moves.
That was about 3 moves.
No, it was not. Sidney Poitier, Tony Curtis. I actually did it in 2 moves.
Okay, well, you could have gotten there in 1 move.
Okay.
If that counts as 2, then you could have got there in 1 move.
Who?
D'Urville Martin is in Black Like Me with James Whitmore.
Oh, and James Whitmore is in
what? Because I know you don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm asking you.
James Whitmore is in the film that Marilyn Monroe makes her debut in, The Asphalt Jungle.
Oh, well, not to be confused with The Blackboard Jungle, because then that'd be Sidney Poitier again.
Right. And not to be confused with, there was a movie that we reviewed that is basically a remake of The Asphalt Jungle, the movie with Thomas Rosala.
All right. So that's all you got is Marilyn Monroe?
That's all I had.
That wasn't that hard at all.
Alan's New Mutant is asking, I don't care about the licensing costs. Can you come up with some Show Mission swag featuring D'Urville Martin?
We ain't trying to get in trouble with the Martin.
They don't care what we got to pay for it.
D'Urville Martin's people.
These people, they are going on and on about Zsa Zsa Gabor and Ava Gabor.
We've touched a chord.
We've touched the chord. That Zsa Zsa Gabor is actually 2 years older than Ava Gabor.
Okay.
Because they're not twins.
No, they're not.
And they just seem to be going on like Farrell Blackwell can't believe it. His mind is blown by that they're not twins.
That they're not twins.
Which, to be fair, they look almost exactly alike.
Look.
So I can
until we reviewed the movie, I thought that was appropriately enough Regina King in To Sleep with Anger, and it was her sister.
Oh, right. I just saw something else here that I wanted to read to you. Your brother,
yes,
Damon, says,
yes,
and I quote,
"Oh boy,
no one really watches Marilyn Monroe movies."
How many movies was she in?
Altogether?
Yeah, altogether.
She actually was in a fair amount of movies. She was in, I'm just like going real quick. She was in 2, 4, 6, 8, a good 30 movies.
Wow, I did not know that until just now.
Yeah. She was in a good 30. I'll be honest. I'm just looking at her filmography right now. The Asphalt Jungle is worth watching. She does nothing in it. It's her premiere. Her debut. Well, it's not really her debut, but it's like her big coming out. So, but that's a movie worth watching.
Sure.
But the movies where she's Marilyn Monroe,
right, that
are worth watching,
besides Some Like It Hot, would be,
if you only watch Some Like It Hot, you really don't need to see anything else.
Right, because I like that's like, this is Marilyn Monroe. Like, you show that to aliens.
Yes. But maybe if you want to, some people would say, see Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
And who's in that with her?
I think she's in that with, let me tell you who it is. Jane Russell. That's right. Because it's her and Jane Russell in that movie. It's kind of like a passing of the baton.
Yeah. I've not seen that in forever.
Yeah. But some people would side with that.
Yeah.
Then you can see the Misfits, which is Clark Gable's last movie.
Okay.
It's her, Clark Gable, and Montgomery Clift. That's an interesting kind of movie.
Boy, you are in your bag right now. Boy, you got to sit over there and say Montgomery Clift.
Yo, man.
Oh, you are in your bag right now.
I like Montgomery Clift.
Oh, I know you like Montgomery Clift. You had a sparkle in your eye like mine when I say Thalmus Russella. I know you like Montgomery Clift.
I do. Do you know why? Because I've always, I know everything about it, but like, finally, this was the year I finally sat down and watched From Here to Eternity.
Okay.
And which Montgomery Clift is in. That's a really good movie.
If you put a gun to my head and asked me what was From Here to Eternity about,
you would never know.
I would like, just go ahead. Like, I know it's one of those movies.
It's about like basically this romantic movie that happens right around the attack of Pearl Harbor.
I was about to say, I know there's water involved. Like, you always see the beach.
Well, can you see Burt Lancaster's famous scene? Running on the beach.
Now you pulled in Burt Lancaster.
Well, Burt Lancaster was a beast, man. I love me. I'll watch a Burt Lancaster movie.
I know you do. Oh, you said Montgomery Clift. All right, go ahead. And we continue.
Anyway, Alan's New Mutant says that to you, Vincent, Marilyn represents white blonde women to the aliens. Who do we show to represent each of the other genders and races?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know.
I don't know. I know one thing. For a long time, there used to be a question like, if you can invite anyone to dinner, 3 people to dinner, living or dead, who would they be? And my list, and it hasn't changed all these years. It would be my mother's grandmother.
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
Because she's got stories to tell.
Right. Not just the obvious ones.
Right, not just the obvious ones.
But like I'd love to hear her talk about like Arthur Miller.
Yeah. And Joe DiMaggio and all of them, right? Yeah. And find out, who did it. And George Perez, the comic book artist George Perez.
He's not. Oh, you said living or dead?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say easy.
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was all. That's forever has been my 3. Now, probably it would change slightly in that, as much as I love my mother's mother, I would probably want my mom.
Right.
My mom, Marilyn Monroe. But I probably couldn't take it because I wouldn't let my mom leave. So I'd probably still say my grandmother.
Well, that got dark.
Did it get dark?
A little dark.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's Christmas. There's a vein of that. That's actually part of the theme of my, like, this is part of the theme of my list. Like, there's always a tinge just like right outside your sight.
This is why I'm about to give you a little factoid, Vincent. I don't know if you know. This is why we could hang out with the missionaries. Did you know, Vincent, that 70s superstar Delroy Martin played Lionel Jefferson in the unaired pilot Those Were the Days, which became All in the Family?
I actually did know that.
I didn't know that.
I actually did know that. They show it periodically.
Really?
On like Nick at Night, or they'll show like clips from it. I did. But Aaron, that's a good pull.
Did he have the wings?
He looked like Delroy Martin.
Well, that's why I didn't get
the job.
Interesting. I did not know that.
He really is a great actor to kind of play around with, because he ends up in the strangest places.
He does.
Like, he really was. It's funny. I always think of that scene from Dolomite Is My Name, where Wesley Snipes is playing him, and he's, I'm an actor. But he really was in these spaces.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, is that Delroy Martin?
Yeah. Yeah, bless him.
Yeah, really interesting career. All jokes aside, he had a really interesting career.
Very much so. All right, Vince, I gave you homework last week.
You did give me homework.
And I gave myself homework as we challenged ourselves to come up with you putting together the ultimate Christmas music playlist.
Yes.
Right? 10 songs.
10 songs.
Can't just pick one album.
No. You said 10 songs. You did.
Yes.
Had the nerve to text me earlier and say, don't forget your homework, as if I've not been thinking about this nonstop.
Okay.
Like, I don't have, what did Toya have with the new edition? Remember when she was doing the new?
Oh, her chart.
Right. I didn't have charts written out, but I did think about it extensively, and I got it down to 10.
You got it down. You whittled it down to 10.
Look, man, it's a lot of good Christmas music.
Now, I'm curious: is this music to be played in the order in which you are going to?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's 100%. It's Christmas Day.
Okay.
It is Christmas Day, because we didn't say Christmas time. We didn't say, Christmas Eve. We said Christmas.
That's right.
So I kind of.
All right.
So
where are we starting?
We are starting in the morning.
Okay.
We're starting in the morning. It's sort of the break of dawn. It's finally here. I will say this with the caveat, and you just said about can't pick albums. All of this is really representative of a whole field, a whole section of music that everyone should have.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to start with Christmas Time Is Here by the Vince Guaraldi Trio off of the Charlie Brown special. But it goes without saying, people should own that entire album.
Yes.
Start with Christmas Time is Here.
Christmas time.
Vince Guaraldi. It's kind of dreamy.
It is.
It's in the morning. There are children. And like I said, I think the thing about Christmas, because obviously this is all super subjective because I chose it. But I do think that there's a moment. I mean, honestly, I think I would say 13, 14, where you start to have that kind of tinge of melancholy.
Because Christmas is the your feeling for the season is changing.
Yeah, and I do think you start to realize that this is a moment. And not to put too fine of a point on it, but like next Christmas could be different from this Christmas. Yeah. So I always like that hint of melancholy in Charlie Brown. So you start with Christmas Time is Here, kind of jazzy, kind of airy. You open it up. Move to It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas
by
Johnny Mathis.
Okay. All
Johnny
right.
Mathis, once again, iconic Christmas music maker. Christmas. I think he had like 4 Christmas albums.
Yeah, he was trying to remake it.
He was a Christmas dude. And again, it's still kind of early. It's morning. It's that.
So now it's breakfast.
And it's that crispness. Like there's that kind of crisp quality to Johnny Mathis. Like he's one of those old school performers.
Is that his big Christmas hit?
It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. I think his whole album.
Okay.
Like I think he's a standards guy.
Yeah, but you know how certain ones get acquainted to certain.
I mean, that's my go-to.
Okay.
That's my go-to. I think people would argue for other ones, but
okay, cool.
I'm a big It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Johnny Mathis. Move into Santa Baby by Eartha Kitt. It's a little early, it's in a little, get a little spice in there. Like we got the melancholy, get a little spice in there, and then it's just a great song.
Here's my only thing about Santa Baby.
Are you questioning my list?
No.
All right, go ahead.
No. I love the song.
What about
I love
Santa
what you're
Baby?
doing so far. The only thing about Santa Baby is that you've got to get a certain version of it, because the regular version, I love the song. I just think it's a hair too long.
Oh, you want the radio edit?
Yeah, because it goes on. Like
I'll allow it.
She's under like about 12 trees.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I'll allow it. I also, speaking of things I had to leave off, the Johnny Mathis, the Vince Guaraldi, the Eartha Kitt, this sort of represents the jazz.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of good, like talking about me thinking about this, the fact that I don't have any Louis Armstrong on here, or Wynton Marsalis, or Ella Fitzgerald, these amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, yeah.
But I got 10.
Take your pick. Right.
Like I got 10, and I've already done 3.
Good.
4. Now it's go time.
Let's go.
Now it's go time. Now it's let the kids go. What Christmas means to me, Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Because it's moving, and it's moving, and I will say this. I'll go ahead and say this piece. If there's a pattern on here, 3 of my 10 are Motown songs.
Yes, I hear that.
Because I don't think more than any other record label, like they really nailed Christmas.
Well, yeah, and especially for if you were a black person, because that's where you went.
I know, and spoiler, I'm a black person. But you talk about like you said it about albums, like iconic Christmas albums. Jackson 5, iconic. Stevie Wonder, iconic. The Temptations, iconic.
Yeah, the Temptations, like white people have the Temptations.
Quietly, I think the Supremes Christmas album is amazing.
I don't know if I've.
It's really good. I kind of went. I went back and forth between the Supremes version of My Favorite Things and Santa Baby,
Mm-hmm.
because I really like their Christmas feel.
All right.
Appropriately enough, I go from what Christmas means to me
Mm-hmm.
to the Jackson 5 Up on the Hilltop.
Up on the hill.
Up on the housetop.
Wow. So that's the Jackson 5 you're pulling.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because that's the song where they're actually kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the other songs, they're singing them. You know, they're singing them. You know, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. You get a sense of Michael Jackson as a kid. Mm-hmm. And you get a little bit of the crosstalk.
Mm-hmm.
But Up on the Housetop, they're really just talking to each other.
Yeah,
and it's hilarious.
Yes.
And I love that. And it's kids. So, you know, again, Jackson 5, iconic.
Good one.
So what am I now? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm halfway down.
You're halfway there. The Christmas is looking good. So sounding good so far.
So now it's the zenith.
Okay.
We're at the top of the mountain.
Okay.
What else could you have at this point on Christmas, at the height of Christmas, at the purest moment of Christmas joy than This Christmas by Donny Hathaway?
There you go.
I mean, this look.
There you go.
Nothing makes me happier than hearing those horns. And whoever is playing the sleigh bells.
Oh, you know that's probably Donnie.
It's just so
right
pure.
In there.
It's just so pure. It's the greatest Christmas song ever made.
It's one of the greatest songs ever made.
It's just perfect.
Yep.
It's just perfect. And it's one of 3 songs on here that I argue, like, no one should ever remake it. Like, just put it away. Like, just go ahead and put it away.
How appropriate that we're doing this movie.
Look, man. People, look. I don't no disrespect to Chris Brown. I don't look. Donny Hathaway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why would somebody else even touch it?
No.
Perfect. Loved by all. Now we move to something that I love. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. Oh my goodness. You want to hear some hip hop heresy? You want to hear some hip hop heresy? I'm going to say it. We've been doing this long enough that I feel secure enough with the missionaries and with you that I will go on record as saying that Christmas in Hollis is my favorite Run DMC song.
Oh, wow.
How you like that?
Wow.
How you like that?
Wow.
How you like that?
Okay. All right.
Peter Piper can pick peppers,
but rock rhymes.
And they can be the king of rock. It's like that, y'all.
Christmas in Hollis.
Christmas in Hollis.
And that's the one that's still paying the bills.
I love the dichotomy of Run coming up with this ridiculous story. What in the hell is Run talking about? He finds a wallet. He goes through the wallet. It's Santa's wallet. I'd never steal from Santa. It's like, well, okay, I'm glad it's Santa's wallet. He gives it back to Santa. The wallet shows up again, but the money's for him. And then Run is finished. The money's for me. DMC in that perfect sort of working class, straight ahead DMC-ness that makes us love him so much. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Full sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Mom's making chicken and collard greens.
Yes, sir.
He can just stop.
Done.
Like he can actually just stop right there. It's like, wow, that's a good Christmas right there.
Yep.
Love Christmas in Hollis.
Christmas in Hollis.
Love Christmas in Hollis. And yes, Christmas in Hollis represents hip hop. Like, I've never been a huge fan of Christmas rap, but I acknowledge Christmas rap.
Most Christmas raps, and I can't.
Oh, no. I mean, actually, Christmas rap, like Curtis Blow Christmas rap.
Oh, I can't stand Christmas rap.
Oh, my goodness. You can't stand it?
No, I'm not a Curtis Blow fan.
I know, but.
No, I don't like Curtis Blow.
You don't want a new color TV in the stereo?
No, shut up.
Actually really like TLC's Christmas album too.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's fun show.
All right.
So I think you got
three more. Oh, I got three more.
Okay, three more.
From Christmas in Hollis, I really do go to something. This is probably the least iconic on the list, but this means a great deal to me because it makes me think of my childhood and it makes me think of my father.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Not Alvin and the Chipmunks. Believe it or not, my father was not a big Alvin and the Chipmunks fan.
I believe it.
He was, however, a big blues fan. And Merry Christmas, Baby by Charles Brown.
Oh, shit.
Is just like that. Like that is Christmas in the Williams household, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of boozy, bluesy, you know, please come home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas time comes but once a year. Like that is very much, and I said I wasn't going to do Christmas Eve, but let's be clear. There were many a Christmas Eve when my godfather came over and I would hear the clinking of the ice in a glass and hear Charles Brown when Santa was supposed to be bringing stuff. So, Merry Christmas, Baby, Charles Brown.
Cool.
Got two more.
Okay.
Got two more.
All right.
We're coming to the end.
And there's people that are shouting in the chat like you had better have X song. So
well, number 9, in my mind. You gotta have Silent Night by the Temptations.
Yeah.
You gotta have Silent Night by the Temptations. Like if we're coming to the end of the day, and you gotta do Silent Night by the Temptations. Talking about, and other people do nice versions. People have nice versions of Silent Night.
Of course.
I'm not gonna say other people haven't sung nice versions of Silent Night. I don't really want to hear anybody else sing Silent Night except the Temptations. Like if it doesn't start with In My Mind, that's not Silent Night.
Ain't Silent Night. Nice too loud.
And now we come to the end.
Okay. I'm surprised we didn't end there, but okay.
No, because now it's time to put it away. Like this is the moment where Christmas now becomes a memory. And you kind of idealize it. And it's kind of perfect. And this is what I meant about like at the very beginning, where you kind of know like the like next year might not be this, like one Christmas is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Right.
You don't know which one it's going to be. But one of your Christmases is the best Christmas ever. And when you remember it in this idealized form. So of course the platonic ideal of Christmas can only be represented by Nat King Cole in the Christmas song. So you end with the Christmas song.
Sitting by the fire.
And then you put a bow on Christmas and you put it away until next year.
That is very good. Well, that's a perfect capper. Perfect capper. I mean, some people quibble or whatever. I can't quibble with that list whatsoever, Vince. That was beautiful.
Well, thank you.
That was beautiful. Even though Miss Mekhi is saying, shouting out, "What do the lonely do at Christmas?"
Good song. Only got 10 now.
I know.
Ain't no room for the emotions.
I know.
Or is that the 3 degrees?
That's the emotions.
Yeah, ain't no room. I'm sorry.
That's
Look, I ain't got the OJs on there.
The James Brown's not on there.
Santa Claus didn't even go to the ghetto.
No, he did not.
Christmas in Hollis, you know what that makes me think of. Backdoor Santa makes me so happy every year. There's no Chuck Berry on there.
No. You don't have my favorite Christmas song on there.
Which is?
My favorite Christmas song is Dreaming of a White Christmas by the Drifters.
That's a good one.
I can listen to that song I have listened to that song on repeat for a day.
You know who destroys White Christmas? Like absolutely demolishes it?
Who?
Otis Redding.
Yeah, okay. I believe it.
Like just destroys it. Like
I believe it, but I
just
love
leaves it in tatters.
I love the harmony of the Drifters. You know, the different parts, you know, highs, the lows, all that. That was very good. That was very good.
So that's my 10.
That's your 10.
If I gotta have 10, that's my 10.
Very good, Vince.
All right.
I was given a task.
Yes, you were.
Of coming up with Len's ultimate Christmas movie watch list.
Okay. All right.
All right. Now, I too was thinking like you, Vincent. and went across genres.
Ooh.
I actually even thought of you when coming up with my list.
Okay.
You're like, I gotta put something on here for Vincent.
All right.
So now the only difference is I did not list mine in like a watch order.
Okay.
Because you never know where the kids are going to be, where you're going to be, and stuff like that. So the family will decide. But most of these movies you should be able to watch with the family.
Okay.
I start with one that I guarantee you will think is too grown up for the kids, but they will love you if you present it to them.
Is it The Exorcist?
That was number 11.
Got you. Didn't quite make it. All right.
But my first one was Gremlins.
That's a good pull, though.
That's a good pull, right?
Good pull. Yeah, that's a good pull.
And it's a movie that the kids will absolutely eat that up. No, maybe not like the toddlers.
Yeah,
but your kids like about 9-10 years old.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
They can eat up the Gremlins.
Yeah,
and they'll love it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They'll turn to you and say, "I want a Gremlin."
Yeah,
and you say, "Go to eBay."
Did you watch the movie?
Exactly.
Right. Okay. All right. I like that.
All right. Then I go to a film that we have reviewed.
Okay.
And as I look at my list, it's the only film on here that we've reviewed.
Okay.
But it was got a surprisingly not a bad review for us.
Okay.
And that is The Best Man Holiday.
Okay. All right.
I could see that as a film that the family perhaps sits down, with brunch. Friends come over, you're sitting there, you're watching the movie, you're talking back to the movie. Oh no, she didn't. And oh my goodness, all that crazy stuff, with the tape, and everybody seeing the film and all the crazy stuff. So The Best Man Holiday.
And it's got my melancholy in it.
It does. See, there you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I go now to a movie that is set at Christmas. It has probably become a standard in some homes at Christmas. And I think the kids will enjoy it. And the parents probably haven't seen it for quite some time.
Okay.
And it will be fun.
Okay.
And that is Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Like, when's the last time you watched Home Alone?
It's been years.
See?
Yeah.
But it's a dumb, fun movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah. This is a solid list.
I'd like to think so.
So far, so good.
Okay. Now, I'm an old movie guy.
Yes. You have some of Montgomery Clift.
Montgomery Clift was a very serious actor.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of time for the jolly.
Okay.
But I did find a movie with Jack Lemmon.
Okay.
That is set around Christmas.
Interesting.
And this might be a film that is this is definitely mom and dad watching it.
Okay.
And it is The Apartment, a Billy Wilder film.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a play, wasn't it?
It was a play.
Yeah.
But then a movie with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine in her debut.
Yeah.
It's a great film that takes place across Christmas into New Year's Eve. It has laughs. It has a little bit of drama, a lot of drama actually. But definitely romantic. Fred McMurray as a villain, and Academy Award-winning Best Movie, and one of my 10 favorite movies of all time.
I have not seen The Apartment in maybe 20 years.
You should sit down with Wendy and watch The Apartment.
Because it's one of the few films where Fred McMurray plays.
He's the heavy.
A villain, yeah.
He's the heavy in there, yeah.
This is an interesting list. Okay,
all right. All right. Now, while I'm rummaging around my TCM bag,
yes,
my Turner Classic Movies bag, I found a movie that is definitely a Christmas staple. It has been remade a couple of times, but the original is always the best.
Okay.
And that is James Stewart in The Shop Around the Corner.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
You don't know about The Shop Around the Corner?
I don't know. Educate me.
Oh my gosh. The Shop Around the Corner is basically a film about Jimmy Stewart. I'm calling him James. Jimmy Stewart. He is the manager of a store. It's set in Budapest because at the time it's made, Budapest is like, all cool and stuff like that. It's pre-war. And this woman comes and works at the store, and she has a pen pal that she is kind of like falling for. Jimmy Stewart has a pen pal that he's falling for. Neither of them know that it's each other.
Oh.
And this movie has been remade most famously in You Got Mail.
Right.
With Tom Hanks.
Okay. It is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie because it's all centered around, like, it's a little boutique.
Okay.
It's about the people, like, shopping for gifts. It's with Jimmy Stewart and Margaret Sullivan.
Okay.
Plays the love interest in that film. It's from 1940.
Okay.
So like I said, it's pre-war.
Right.
But a great film. So those are my two Turner Classic movie
indulgences. It's your list.
Okay. Then I thought of Vincent.
All right, here we go.
All right.
What we got?
All right. So then I said, all right, well, Vince likes big, dumb action.
I do.
So I got to give Vincent big, dumb action.
All right. What you got?
And I came with two for you.
Nice.
One, which I know if you had your druthers, you probably would watch every single Christmas.
Yes. And that would be
Rocky IV.
Is Rocky IV a Christmas movie?
Yes. It is set during Christmas. Yes.
I guess it is.
Yes. Rocky IV, the montage. Watch that film.
Interesting. I mean, I'm always up to watch Rocky IV. I just never thought of it as a Christmas film.
Well, it is now.
All right. I'm with it.
Then I thought,
so like Apollo Creed died for our sins.
He did. Then I said, okay, but that's fisticuffs.
Yes.
Vince likes gunplay.
I do.
He likes running around. He likes, some action star fighting against all odds, against these big forces against them.
Yes.
And coming out victorious.
I do.
So then I reached into my action movie Christmas bag.
Okay.
And I pushed aside Die Hard.
Oh, come on, man.
Wait a minute.
Why are you toying with my emotions?
Because you've seen Die Hard 1,000 times.
I have.
But when's the last time you pulled up your chestnuts to watch The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Oh, that's really interesting. That's a really good movie, too.
Fucking great movie.
That's a great movie. Is that a Christmas movie?
Yes. Set in. Remember, there's a scene where she actually is swinging on Christmas lights.
You're right. You are right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
All
right. Sharon Eldridge says, I've never seen Vince this attentive.
This is all very interesting.
All right. Then, okay, I said I got to give the ladies something.
Something for the ladies.
They got the best man.
I'm about to say the best night holiday.
But to give them something that's just for them.
Like they're doing
distinctly for them.
New edition stuff.
And for the black ladies.
Oh, all right. They were doing the new edition.
No.
Right,
well, there you go. See, they got that.
All
but then something that speaks to, I think maybe speaks to the women in them. And that I started thinking about Queen Latifah, which took me to Last Holiday.
Oh.
Now I know what you're saying. It's about her possibly spending like her last holiday.
Right.
I mean, but if you've seen the film before, it's a romantic comedy.
All right.
So it's not gonna, it's cool. It's cool.
All right.
Look,
hey,
there's got to be something on while you're eating.
Look, look.
Last Holiday is on while you, and it's cool.
It is certainly.
It's cool.
You can watch while you're doing other stuff.
Shut up. Now, the kids are back. You're sitting at sitting down. You want to watch some movies with the kids.
Yes.
So you start with a movie that reminds them of the fun they had in the morning, but gives them a window into the hell that you went through so that they could have their fun.
Okay.
And that would be Jingle All the Way. One Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was about to say, yeah.
And Sinbad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Crazy movie. But funny. And the dearly departed Phil Hartman in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what year is that?
Oh, I started to write down the years and I didn't. This has got to be 90 something.
I was just wondering how close that was to the Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh, I think it's actually a few years after Cabbage Patch. Yes, because it's 1996.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That was my rite of passage. When I was 13, I think I went to Toys R Us with my mother looking for Cabbage Patch dolls for my sister. That was a wild year.
The year of the height of the Cabbage Patch, my mom was a buyer for gimbals.
Oh.
And I definitely that year, because for a long time she mostly was a buyer for the women's department, like women's and juniors. But there was a couple of years where she actually was a buyer for the children's and toy department. And she was buying for the toys department the year that Cabbage Patch hit. And my mom, if she was here, she would tell you this story so proudly that it was like about, I think, probably January. It was January of that year. And she was, doing her shopping for, because you shop so much earlier for what's going to come at the end of the year. And she was at some place in New York, and some guy told her, he's like, B, I'm telling you, and he showed her a Cabbage Patch. The kids are going to want this year. It hadn't hit yet. And she was like, it's a baby doll with dimples. And he was like, no, B, I'm telling you. And she went home. She thought about it. She's like, I don't know. She placed an order, and then she had a second thought about it, and she called him back 2 days later, and she tripled her order.
Mom with the instincts.
So when Cabbage Patch blew up that year, Gimbals was the place that didn't run out. I mean, it eventually run out. They sold like crazy.
Yeah.
But that was the last, like, people were like, yo, Gimbal still has them.
Right.
And people were racing the Gimbal.
Yeah. My dad was a truck driver, so he had various hookups for toys and things. But we found ourselves in a Toys R Us, me and my mom, when I was like a young teenager. And I've never forgotten being in that Toys R Us with all those women fighting over them dolls.
Wow.
Like, it was real.
It was real. Oh, it was real.
It was real. It was real crazy.
It was real.
But Jingle All the Way, I thought really captured that.
Yes.
That mania from it. Yeah.
All right. So now we come to the close.
All right.
It's the last film. Now, you're going to disagree with this one.
Okay.
This one's not for you, but I want you to sit there.
Okay.
Like, the family may have to sit on top of you to make you watch this film.
Okay.
And it's a film because I wanted to give people a film that's still Christmassy.
Still Christmassy.
But a film for them to discover.
Oh.
So it's a film that most people likely haven't watched.
Okay.
But I believe that if you sit and watch it, you will enjoy it.
Okay.
Because it is Christmassy. It's a musical.
Okay.
And it has zombies.
And this would be
Anna and the Apocalypse.
And I actually want to watch that. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
I don't know how much
the
kids are going to be
Christmas musical. It's a musical, Vince.
Okay.
And it's Christmas.
And it's Christmas. And it's zombies.
And it's zombies.
All right.
The kids can okay, maybe not Adam.
Maybe.
But Camille could definitely
watch the musical with the zombies.
Yes.
All right.
Anna and the Apocalypse is how you close out your Christmas night.
Well, that is quite the eclectic list.
Well, thank you. So you approve of my list?
I approve of the list. The vast majority of those films I would watch.
Not lining up for Anna and the Apocalypse?
No. That's near the top of the list.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
And no, Deborah Battle, there's no Elf, there's no Christmas Story. Yeah. You could turn on
throw a
any
rock
TV.
and hit those.
Yeah,
throw a rock and hit those.
No.
I'm actually surprised they still play "It's a Wonderful Life." Quite honestly,
they don't play it
as much. Yeah,
but I've never seen "It's a Wonderful Life."
How have you never seen "It's a Wonderful Life"?
I never.
How is that even possible?
I never turned it on.
It's a good movie.
So I've heard.
It's good.
Eventually, I'll see it.
Why are you resisting it?
It just doesn't interest me. It looks very saccharine.
It's actually kind of dark.
Yeah, over the years I've learned more and more of the story, and I learned it's actually a little dark.
Like it has the because everyone always shows that last scene
with him running in at the end.
Yeah,
right?
But it's a whole movie before that.
Yeah. I don't know, and
like it starts with him about to kill himself.
I know,
and then it kind of goes from there.
I know. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Jimmy Stewart fan.
I mean, of course,
but
he's no Montgomery Clift, but
you want to stop coming for Montgomery Clift. I will not have this disparaging of Montgomery Clift.
Yes. Don't want the Cliff estate on us either.
Anyway. Are you ready to get into our review?
I am ready. I think we are fully in the Christmas spirit. So yes,
we are. So let's get into our review, ladies and gentlemen, of This Christmas.
We can curtail the.
I think we can curtail trailer talk.
Keep it real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you fine if we curtail trailer talk?
Anything you want to talk about in particularly?
Robert Monroe is like no March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy or Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
You know what? I was sick one Christmas when I was probably 11, 10 or 11. Like I was sick. And I remember laying on the sofa and your mom kind of brings you soup and stuff. But the thing I remember is I was like feverish. And I watched Santa Claus Conquers the Martian.
Really?
So watching it as a fever dream is the absolute best way to watch.
It's the only way to watch that movie. It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie, but just the imagery is really bizarre.
Yes. And March of the Wooden Soldiers. I love Laurel and Hardy. I find myself shying away from Laurel and Hardy full-length movies. I like their shorts. I like which there are tons of.
They are my least favorite duo.
Really? So you like them less than Abbott and Costello?
Abbott and Costello, and we've talked about this. I know you and I differ on Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, but
you like them less than Bing Crosby and Bob Hope?
Let's be clear. I love Bing Crosby and Bob Hope movies.
Okay.
The Road to movies, loved them.
Oh God.
And then Martin and Lewis. And
oh God.
Yeah, I really like Laurel and Hardy that much.
You just didn't see the good Laurel and
Hardy.
No, you didn't. Did you ever see the one where they have to push the piano?
Yes.
You didn't see it. You didn't see it. You think you saw it. That was Santa Claus pushes the piano. You didn't see it.
No, you ready to do the movie? I'm not going to argue with you about 80-year-old vaudeville acts.
I don't believe that. Abbott and Costello is Who's on First and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. That's it.
They have great timing. They actually have great comedic timing. They have
great timing, but their timing has nothing on Laurel and Hardy. Nothing.
I don't.
You're going to say that? Are you going to say they're better than the Marx Brothers?
Oh no, not at all.
Are you going to say that Abbott and Costello are better than the Three Stooges?
We were talking about duos, though.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
they are better than Three Stooges, but that's not.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I can do this show anymore.
Are you ready?
I guess I have to be.
All right. Give me a. This Christmas.
I didn't give you the song.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, just give me a signal. Give me a signal. Come on. Come on.
Go ahead.
This Christmas, a 2070 comedy romance.
2070?
I said 2007 comedy romance.
It sounded like you said 2070.
A 2007. You thought it was from the future?
I thought you thought it was from the future.
This Christmas, a 2007 comedy romance. At holiday time, family matriarch Madeira Whitfield assembles her large brood for their first reunion in 4 years. However, family ties show signs of strain when various secrets come to light, especially concerning Marine Claude's true military status, Quentin's debts, and teenage baby's secret plans to become a singer. Directed and written by Preston Whitmore, this Christmas stars Deep Breath, Regina King, Lauren London, Loretta Devine, Sharon Leal, Idris Elba, Chris Brown, Columbus Short, Delroy Lindo, Keith Robinson, Laz Alonso, with special appearances by Mekhi Phifer, Ricky Harris, Blink and You Miss 'Em, Brandon Jackson. This Christmas, on this episode, was the choice of Lynn Webb. Lynn, what do you have to say about this Christmas?
This is a movie that a lot of people told me that has become a Christmas staple for them. You know, we're talking about Christmas movies and how some channels replay A Christmas Story all day long. Some play Elf. Some play, you know, the Jimmy Stewart movie you had just mentioned earlier. And there are some families that make sure that they sit down to watch This Christmas every year. And this is a movie that I had actually never seen. I like a romantic comedy, but for the most part, I find myself, as much as I like them, shying away from a lot of them. And this is not hardcore romantic comedy, but it seemed like, you know, like kind of like, you know, almost like a Black Lifetime type of movie, right? And it's chock full of so many stars that you're like, all right, is anyone really going to get a lot of meat to eat in this movie? So like, and so I just never came around to seeing it. So I was actually happy to watch this, and then honestly, over the years, then, you know, the thing with one of the stars, Chris Brown, who became like a bit of a problematic figure over the years. So it's like, oh, I'm not going to go back to that movie. No. But for this exercise, I sat down to watch This Christmas, which is a very interesting film in its depiction of a Black family, a very well-to-do Black family, I would say. Black family that lives in California in a huge house.
Yes.
I mean, this is an enormous, they live in a manor. This is where they live.
Well, it's a lot of them.
Well, it's a lot of them. And the first thing that I appreciated was that, oh, this ain't nothing but Jefferson's the movie. Because if Wheezy and George had kept having babies after Lionel, it would have been all these kids. They would have moved out of their apartment and they would have moved into this great big house. And they probably would have moved out to California because they ain't moving to Florida. So they're going to move to California where it's sunny. So that's what this is, because you learn that this is a movie about a family that has cleaners.
Right.
And that's how they make their dough. That's why they are all well-to-do. That's why all the kids are getting dividend checks for Christmas.
Right.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I like this. And what I liked about that aspect of it is that is very much doled out in the script as opposed to being an exposition dump that sometimes you find at the top of a lot of films and a lot of Black films. It's a big exposition dump about what everybody done. Everybody gives their resume and things like that. And I didn't find that, or I didn't hear that as much with this movie. You know, there's a little bit of it, but it's not as forced. So that told me, okay, this might be a little cut above what's happening. Then, like you said, it stars Loretta Devine, Delroy Lindo, two seasoned pros, favorites here on the mission, as this more or less the matriarch and maybe patriarch of this family.
Sure.
And their relationship, their chemistry, you know, like pops off the screen. You love seeing the displays. You love seeing the displays of Black love on screen across the ages.
Right.
So that was a beautiful thing to say. And vibrant Black love, playful Black love, sexy Black love.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciated that. That was cool. You get the senses when you've got all these kids, all right, each kid is going to come with their own plot device, you know, so that, you know, that's what's going to happen. So you get Regina King with in this film with her husband, who is played by, I want to get his name,
Laz Alonso.
You know, you're introduced to trouble in their marriage, like right from the door. Like, you know, you see them together, and next thing you know, you see him tipping on the phone with some other chick, you know, who, if you didn't think that he was speaking to the other woman, her being on the line in her lingerie is the visual cue that you need.
Yes.
That this is in fact, oh yes, it sounds like they're talking about business, but they're not really talking about business.
They're really talking about business.
They're talking about business. So I'm like, okay, all right, we see what's happening here. Then you get Sharon Leo's character, who's the other sister, who is the successful lawyer. But because she's a successful lawyer, she hasn't found her way to finding a man.
Of course.
Then you have the brother who's coming in straight-laced from the military. Hey, I'm home, Mom. But he's hiding a secret off in a Ramada Inn where he stashed his white wife. Then you have Lauren London's character, who I'm not exactly, she's not a daughter.
No, she's a daughter.
But I'm not sure if has the same father as the other children.
I think they all have the same father.
I don't know, because they make it a point of her saying, like, she shows up with her boyfriend. She's back from college,
right,
with her boyfriend, played by Keith Robinson. Her boyfriend, Devon,
right,
as he wants to make sure everybody gets it correct. It's Devon. But they make there's a line reading about, you know, like,
Joe's not my father.
Yeah, Joe's not my father.
But Joe's not any of their father.
Well, Joe, who is played by Delroy Lindo. Yeah, but then they say, what happened to her boyfriend says, well, what happened to your father? Or somebody says something about what happened to your father. And they make an allusion, oh, her father is not here. But when they made that pointed reference to her, I'm thinking that they're saying her father is a totally different person than their father. That's how I
think it's the same dude. It's the jazz, the jazz player. He's just not there.
The ex-husband,
right,
of Loretta Devine's character,
right,
Madir.
Yes, senior.
Yes, he's senior.
Yes, senior is all of their father.
It's all of their fathers. Yeah. He was a jazz musician who went off to sow his jazz oats.
Yes, play jazz.
Play jazz. And we learned that he and Loretta Devine, through the miracle of miracles, their first child was a British child. Named Idris Elba. Yes. But they called him Quentin.
Yes.
Who followed in his father's footsteps, trying to make it in the music business, but seemingly has run afoul of some bookies and owes a large debt to one who is racing on his heels to get their money back.
And his accent slips every now and then.
Oh, it don't slip. That John Niagara Falls out his mouth.
And it's so weird because he's so good at an American accent.
But here's the thing that it's interesting that this was the first thing that I noticed in this movie. I noticed the credits. And Idris Elba, because when we think of Idris Elba in 2021, Idris Elba is one of the biggest stars in the world. But Idris Elba in 2007 is just third or fourth listed in the casting on this film. Right?
Right.
At the end of when they're showing all of the performers in this film, it says special guest star Mekhi Phifer,
right,
who will become a love interest for the Sharon Leo character.
Right.
But then it says, and Regina King.
Right.
They do that because, one, in 2007, despite the pedigree of Loretta Devine and Delroy Lindo, and in 2007 of Idris Elba, Mekhi Phifer, who admittedly is just a little blown up cameo in this movie, but more importantly, Regina King, they are the big stars in this film.
Right.
Those are the big names. Those are the big gets that probably gets this movie greenlit with Preston Williams signed on to write and direct it.
And I think Mekhi Phifer is one of the producers.
Well, but that's probably one of the reasons, another reason why he's in there. Yeah. Mekhi Phifer is a name at this time.
Right.
2007, he's a star from the 90s. And so is Regina King. Idris Elba's cred is on the rise.
Yeah.
He's on the rise here. So what I say to say that this is still very early in Idris Elba's filmography.
He been on The Wire for 5 years though. Like, he know how to talk like an American. Hell, he knows how to talk like he's from Baltimore.
Well, that's the thing. He was on The Wire for 5 years, right? Learning to speak American, but with a Baltimore accent. Now he's trying to do American, but with a touch of something different. But he doesn't want to be Baltimore because these people aren't from Baltimore. So he's trying to affect a different American accent here. Okay. And he's having trouble with it.
Yes, he is.
He's having a very bad time.
It's a little distracting.
It's very, very distracting. It is.
But continue. You've got Quentin, who's also British.
Also British. But it's also distracting about him is that Idris Elba is still Idris Elba. So Idris Elba is stalking around this house.
Go ahead.
Idris is just moving around this house. And I don't care what anybody says. There is no way that man is related to this family. It is not.
Oh, that is so funny.
It is not possible. That man, like, if you gave birth to Idris Elba, you would not have any other children. I'm done. I am not going to do better than Idris Elba.
Also, he's going to eat them when they're born.
Every time he walks up behind them, doesn't he? Dude, you think it's the Jungle Book where he's just about to, I'm telling you, man.
Oh boy, that is so funny.
Because it's real, dog. It's real. It just doesn't make it's distracting.
But go ahead, because you still got like 37 cast members.
There's 30, dude. There's so much story in this movie. There's so much story in this movie that there is plot brought up that goes nowhere. You hear Loretta Devine talk to her.
Idris Elba
I believe.
So funny.
I believe they have a Hispanic maid that
yes,
this is bopping around the house every once in a while.
She's there, the Hispanic version of Alice.
Right.
Is what I got.
She doesn't seem to move from the counter. Every time you see her, she's at the counter.
Hey, that's her base of operations in the kitchen.
But there's an allusion to, you know, the kids may or may not know that Mom Madeir is divorced from their father.
Yes.
Which doesn't make any type of sense because you learn that Joe, Delroy Lindo, they're in a relationship, and Joe has been living there since Lauren London's character went away to school, which was 7 years.
Yeah, but has been part of the family.
But it's been,
it sounds like damn near their whole lives.
Yes, because everybody like loves him.
Right.
You know,
he says something to Quentin about when Quentin was in the 6th grade.
Right.
And got into a
I was
fight.
there.
Yeah.
Even though Quentin doesn't seem to like really get along with Joe. I guess because Joe is the guy that is, you know, with his mom.
Right.
He's learning this. Even though I think on the low, he doesn't get along with him because Joe kind of looked like Quentin and Quentin kind of looked like Joe.
Let's put a pin in that. Circle back to that.
I mean,
that's where I'll start
because they're both tower over everybody else in the freaking movie. Like, and then when you see a quick glimpse of Senior, it's like that man did not with Loretta we'll
talk about the apex predators just walking around the house.
Right. Because Delroy Lindo, Joe.
I know. I know.
No, yo, I'm telling you, Joe is like, you know how like on every movie, like there's always some character who's like a chef or who's a painter, but you learn that he was also, you know, a Navy SEAL, or ex-CIA, or something. Was in the Secret Service. You know, he's the one that took the bullet for Reagan or something like that. Joe got his fingers in everything, dog. Joe's raising Chris Brown up as a young buck. Oh my
goodness.
Joe all of a sudden knows about, you know, Quentin's debts. Joe is like the deacon of the church, so much the deacon that the pastor says, and now we're going to have a few words from Joe. I'm like, ain't this your show? You the pastor. Like the deacon's supposed to introduce the pastor, not the other way around.
Look, Delroy Lindo asks you to do something. I think you have to do it.
Joe reaching in his back pocket, taking out $10,000 cash in new bills. And like, yeah, you gonna take this and keep a stepping? Yo, I'm waiting for the sequel this Christmas, The Secret of Joe.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what the hell is going on with Joe? Yeah. Joe is like Joe is the original Magic Negro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, what's going on? Like, and then Sharon Leal, she somehow seems to know that, you know, Regina King's husband is a bad dude. Why? We don't know.
She saw the area code on the phone.
No, that's later in the movie.
Oh, right.
But she comes in with a bee up her bonnet about dude.
In her defense, he's an asshole from the moment he comes on the screen.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. The only interesting thing that this movie does is that it takes the historically strong Black female character that we are used to seeing Regina King play in every one of her films, and turns it on its head. Because Regina King, I don't know who she is. Like, I don't know any Black woman that is cutting her husband's meat when he has 2 functioning hands.
That was a weird moment.
That was like
I thought
that,
maybe
I was waiting for them to tell us something as to why it went to that length.
I thought maybe it was a thing. Like I don't know I don't know all the black people. I thought, well, maybe that's a thing. I ain't never heard nobody cutting a grown man's meat for him like that.
No, that never happened.
That was a weird moment.
That it was too fun. I'm waiting for like he don't have no cast on his hands or anything like that.
Right.
It made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that was a weird moment.
But I appreciated that Regina King gets to play a different character.
Sure.
Now, maybe it's my Regina King bias.
Mm-hmm.
I don't 100% buy her as that character.
Right.
I don't think try those she might. And I think it's probably because scenes like that just border on the, oh, get the hell out of here.
Right.
And it just doesn't read as true. Authentic.
And I like Laz Alonso, but Laz Alonso just doesn't have a presence for me to believe.
Well, unfortunately,
that a character he's playing could do something like that.
No,
could like pull that off.
With
Regina King.
Because like I said, because from the very beginning of the movie, he's twirling his mustache.
I know.
But it just doesn't read.
Yeah.
It just doesn't read right, and speaking of presence, Sharon Leal, she's trying to come off as like a little bit of a, like uptight, a little bitchy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily 100% read that off of her either.
Yeah.
She has a funny scene when she has to tiptoe in after spending the night with Mekhi Phifer. And that's a very great scene. It's well shot and it's funny and it's cool. But other than that, I don't believe her character.
Mm-hmm.
Loretta Devine, I usually like Loretta Devine. She's like just kind of like a little milquetoast in this movie. I don't think the movie gives her much to do. Her character bounces out of being like, dominating and then sometimes just a little placid and little airheady.
Mm-hmm.
The military son, who is played by, I think that's Columbus Short.
Yes, Columbus Short.
I don't buy him. I don't buy him as a military guy. I don't buy him. He seems to be like a little trouble. Maybe has a little bit of anger issues, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even buy that. I don't buy he doesn't have any chemistry with the woman that is playing his wife.
Right.
Quite as kept, none of the couples I think have much chemistry. There's chemistry between Delroy Lindo and Loretta Devine.
I was about to say they're the sexy ones.
They're the sexy ones.
Yeah.
And there's maybe a little hint of chemistry between Mekhi Phifer and Sharon Leal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's more Mekhi Phifer.
Right. And they're just solid actors.
They're solid actors.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I will say this about the movie also. It plays it right in that they just got together.
Right.
It doesn't play them as like the immediate love of each other's lives. Right. But like, to me, there's so much plot in this movie. There's a little bit of inconsistencies. There's a Soul Train dance line that goes on way too long at the end of this movie. Why are there not credits over it? That when I was thinking, like, I came up with this ultimate Christmas movie list, prepared to put this on that list.
Right.
Because so many people came for it.
Right.
And I just couldn't.
Sure.
And I was prepared to say that, okay, but at the end of the day, it's an okay movie and I like it.
Right.
But I really can't. It just felt off to me.
I can't even work up that much energy. Look, it's a soul food riff. We've mentioned it before. It's almost like Build a Movie, where you kind of have a buffet of plots that you kind of pull from, and that, like you said, there's the professional sister that can't have a personal life. This is the ne'er-do-well son. This is the domestic sister, but she has some type of domestic situation.
Right.
Kind of mix it up. I thought it was pretty innocuous, much like you. there is way too much going on in this movie. Like frankly, I feel like I almost feel like I just lost the director's name. I almost feel like Preston Whitmore didn't trust himself.
Yeah.
Like every now and then I'll see a paper from a student and they'll try and jam everything in it because they don't trust themselves to write a 5-page paper on one subject.
Yep.
And that's what this felt like. Columbus Short's plot, like you said, I think it did Columbus Short enough. I like Columbus Short. I should probably start there. I really like this cast. I like everyone in this. Like I don't know who was involved in casting it, but I really like all of the players in general, like in other things, including Laz Alonso, who I have to say, I was concerned for a while that Laz Alonso was going to get caught in what I think happened to Mel Jackson, appropriately enough, because Mekhi Phifer in this. Mel Jackson, for those of you who don't remember, played the character in Soul Food, who got the job for Lim, which is who Mekhi Phifer played. And I maintain that Mel Jackson played an asshole so well in Soul Food that I think it kind of kneecapped his career.
Yeah.
Like people don't like Mel Jackson.
Right.
As opposed to the character. So really happy for Laz Alonso in The Boys. Like I'm glad like he's gotten in
Mother's Milk.
Yeah. So it's a good cast, but yeah, Columbus Short's plot doesn't need to be there. You know, it is kind of strange looking at it in 2021 because you could see that this was stage one of introducing Chris Brown to this new, like you could tell they were trying to highlight Chris Brown. Regardless of what happened, that whole plot with Chris Brown and singing wasn't really necessary.
No.
You talked about Lauren London's character. She actually doesn't even have a plot. Like she comes home with this boyfriend and you kind of wait for something that's going to happen with the boyfriend, but nothing ever happens.
No. And they're just there. They're just taking up space.
There's so much going on. I like Sharon Leal. Sharon Leal is another one of these actresses that I'm a little frustrated about because I like her, but I rarely see her in anything where people let Sharon Leal have the space to do something.
Right.
Regina King is fantastic because she's Regina King. Like, I think Regina King can just be in stuff. Much like you, I laughed so hard when you talked about Idris Elba. Idris Elba and Delroy Lindo, I don't know what movie they're in.
I know.
But they're not in this sort of frivolous soul food riff. Like there are 2 or 3 scenes where it's Idris Elba and Delroy Lindo alone with each other. And you find yourself like gripping your chair. Like you don't know what's about to happen.
I know.
They are so intense. I'm like, dude, this is a dumbass Christmas movie. Like you're talking about the Soul Train line. There are 2 scenes with a Soul Train line.
Are there?
Remember, they have a quick one.
Oh, that's
and then they have one at the like. There's a movie with 2 Soul Train lines, and Mekhi Phifer is in a Santa Claus outfit. I'm gonna need both of y'all
to
dial it back a lot.
Yes.
So it's way too much going on. It's you know, again, Delroy Lindo and Idris Elba are really just too much. They're really just too much for this movie.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Loretta Devine. Much like you, I also like sexualized older couples, and I really like that first scene where you know Loretta Devine actually has on like the sexy silky robe, and he's in the bed with no shirt on. I'm like, all right, I like this. That's nice, but the parts that you like, it's not enough space, to spend with because it's. Everybody has some kind of plot.
Within 5 minutes, there's 20 people in there.
Like you're talking about Columbus Short's character doesn't have any chemistry with his secret white wife. they don't have a chance of having the chemistry. They're in, I think,
maybe 2-3 scenes.
And by 2-3 scenes, are they actually in the same scene together besides the end?
No, they
because they're on right. He sees her at the club.
Sees her at the
club.
Okay,
we'll count those 30 seconds. They're together. And then after that, they're just on the phone with each other.
Yeah, because then after that, he's in jail.
Right. So, you don't get any exploration of that. We talked about Sharon Leal and Mekhi Phifer, but the vast majority of that coupling happens off screen.
Yeah.
So true. You don't get that. There's this weird tonal thing with, I don't know how seriously I'm supposed to take this issue with Quentin's debts.
Yeah.
Because these two heavies are played comedically.
Yes.
Half the time.
Yes. And real quick, just shout out to Ronnie Warner as Dude
and David Banner.
And David Banner missed his calling.
David Banner,
Every time I've seen him act,
I was about to say he's a good actor.
He's solid.
He's a solid actor. But I can understand people liking this movie. I mean, it's
I mean, there's dumbass movies, but then there's just
it's not even a dumbass movie though. I think it's just, again, it's a soul food riff. Like I think people like soul food riffs. Like you get these families together, and we had not one but two dinner scenes with the overhead shot of the food being passed around. And
I think there are better soul food riffs than this.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but I also just think like people like soul food riffs. Like I like soul food movies. I like when families, they come together, and I mean there are 3 versions of this movie set at Christmas, I think.
Yeah, true.
Very true. The cast is way better than the material. But, I don't care.
So you mentioned in giving your ultimate Christmas music playlist, you championed for This Christmas by Donny Hathaway.
Yes.
As a song that nobody ever needs to touch.
No.
Chris Brown lays his hands on This Christmas in this film.
Yes, he does.
This Christmas.
He does indeed.
And there are people,
and
nobody capes. First of all, nobody capes for this over Donny Hathaway. At least nobody that I know.
Right. But all we know are people that
that know better. But I'm curious because This Christmas is a song that has been covered before.
Yes.
What do you think of Chris Brown's rendition?
I don't understand. I didn't understand either. That like in my mind, you're bearing the lead. Like I was sitting there with my mouth open and somebody told this boy to sing some Otis Redding.
I know. It's all soulless.
I mean, he can sing. Like he has a nice. I mean,
he doesn't sound bad when he opens up his mouth.
He doesn't sound. But I also don't think
he can't sing.
It would be difficult for me to hear him sing something and I say, "Oh, that's Chris Brown." Like there's nothing actually singular about his voice to me.
No, it's not. Or at least not here in 2007.
Right. Like I would never say, "Oh, Chris Brown can't sing." Like I wouldn't say that. But there's nothing about his voice that makes me say, that's Chris Brown singing that.
Yeah.
So, obviously I didn't like it, but again, you could tell it wasn't for me to like. Like you could tell and it is kind of fascinating to see this sort of dead end to the beginning of an exercise because things went off the rails pretty quickly after this film. But like you could tell that his team was putting it together.
Yeah.
And this was part of the early steps.
Yeah, man.
Like, here's Chris Brown. And
this is your Christmas money.
Right. And you know, likewise, I don't think he's that great of an actor.
No.
But I think he played the little brother of these other people who's just sort of around the edges. I was like, all right, fine.
Again,
like it seems like this actually seems like a family that if you start with like these apex specimens, like the oldest kids are Idris Elba and Regina King.
Right.
And then you go to Sharon Leal. And then you go to Columbus Short. And then Lauren London.
And then Chris Brown.
And then you end with Chris Brown. Like, okay, well, at least I see the pattern.
Yeah. I guess. I just don't see the family.
So that every time Chris Brown was standing somewhere with Idris Elba, I feared for Chris Brown's life. Like I really did think that Quentin was going to eat him.
I dig it. Your brother, Damon.
Yes.
Damon Williams in the chat says it's the kind of movie you watch on mute late on Christmas Eve with some good music, all capitals, playing in the background.
I don't disagree with that. Like I think this is very much a background movie. People are over. It's on. It's almost like, and I think A Christmas Story is a much better movie than this. But I also think it has that sort of, you know, I'll say Elf, because I don't think Elf is that good. Like I think Elf is kind of like this. It's just sort of innocuous and it's on. And like if you're sitting in the room, you can pay attention to pieces of it. But like there's nothing about it that you're going to say, pause it when I get up and go to the kitchen.
No, there's parts about it when you're going to pause.
You're joking, but speaking of like sort of Idris Elba and Delroy Lindo, and it's like this really came out of nowhere. Like this is completely outside of the tone of the movie.
And real quick, this man moment is brought to you by the Michelle Mission. Being men here.
I mean, it's not even being men though. Like this is actually a critical
go ahead.
Observation. Like there are two moments where Regina King is in real little panties and a real little bra. And it's like, oh, well, that came out of nowhere. Like it actually came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. And you're right, tonally.
Yeah.
Now we know why the kids are always leaving the room in this movie.
Look. Obviously, she looks fantastic.
Amazing.
Both times.
Amazing.
But again, I think that does go along with what we've kind of been talking about, like the tonal quality of the movie. Like I said, the sexy couple is Loretta Devine and Delroy Lindo.
Yes.
Like, quite honestly, it would have made more sense for Loretta Devine to have walked out in some lingerie or something, because that's the energy that the two of them had. Regina King, it came out of nowhere.
Speaking of Regina King,
looked great.
Looks fantastic.
Came out of nowhere. All right.
Speaking of Regina King and coming out of nowhere, where do you stand on catching your significant other cheating? Thus, I'm going to whip them.
See, again, I didn't know. I had difficulty with what type of tone the film was trying to get across to me, because again, it's Regina King, and they actually have them like she's standing in the rain, and there's Aretha Franklin playing, and she's Regina King, and you get that, like, I mean, this is not funny. This is like this is the destruction of her family.
Yes.
Like this man is cheating on her. She has 2 kids. Like she tells her sister, I have 2 children. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Everything that goes along with that. And then it's this kind of Tyler Perry farcical moment.
Right. Where she, more or less seductively gets him to take a shower.
Right.
And then wets the entire bathroom floor with baby oil,
right,
tricks him to come out of the shower so that he slips and falls, and then beats him with a belt.
Right.
Repeatedly.
Right.
And this is played 100% for laughs.
Right.
And if you flipped the genders in that scene, this movie would be they'd be Me Tooing this thing like crazy.
Right. I mean, look, obviously no one should hit anyone, but I think you're overthinking it.
I'm not overthinking it, dude. A woman catches their guy cheating,
right?
You know, first of all, right? Nobody should hit anybody,
right? Yeah, and to be clear, a woman catches her husband of many years, the father of her 2 children, cheating. Like, this isn't just
right, and not only cheating,
right. This ain't her boyfriend,
right? And not only cheating, this is the husband who's also trying to talk you into getting your parents to sell their business just so that you can get some dough for some type of
right.
Who knows, right? So that puts that all up in the air.
But I don't think it's too much to infer that he's going to use that money and set up shop
with his lady,
with this new one.
Right. So, you know, you catch your man doing that. Yeah, you have a right to be mad. No one should hit anyone.
No,
but to paraphrase Chris Rock, I understand.
Yes.
If some stuff happens, but a belt, and a belt. I mean, she whips that man about a good 7 or 8 times.
Right.
Like, you know, you make him fall, you hit him with the belt, and then I'm leaving you, run out. It's still a little much, but okay. She is whipping this man.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's overthinking it. That's a little.
I think the problem is it's not presented as seriously as you're taking it right now.
Well,
like, it's presented for laughs,
and I don't think that's cool,
right? You know,
not to that extent, not as extended a scene as it is.
Look, I think we've done well thus far, not directly comparing it to soul food. Like we've said, it's a soul food riff, but you think about that moment where Terry says at the party, the family fucked my husband, and then she grabs the knife.
Oh, you think about
and goes at her husband, and you think about that split second and the gravity that comes across.
Yes.
From Vanessa Williams,
yes,
from the family. And the film tells you this is serious. Right. Her marriage has just fallen apart. And you compare it to this, where again, just tonally, it's played for laughs. And then you have the coda where she and Sharon Leo, you know, Regina King's character and Sharon Leo's character kind of laugh about it.
Right.
So in my mind, that's what I'm more concerned with, whether or not people should baby oil floors and beat them with belts for an extended period of time.
Yeah. Well,
like that goes without saying, you shouldn't do that. What I'm more concerned with is I was confused about how the film wanted me to feel about it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So are we there?
We're there.
The question, of course, is, would you recommend this Christmas?
No.
Interesting.
I would not recommend this Christmas.
It's very definitive.
I think that as far as, you know, to as a film that either you watch it to see if you enjoy it, or just a film to have on, like your brother said, in the background.
Yes.
Maybe you're paying half paying attention to it. There are other films that fit this bill much better.
Okay.
In either respect.
Yeah.
Than this Christmas. And it's a shame because, like you said, it's a tremendous cast.
Yeah.
But this cast doesn't feel like a family.
Right.
So I don't think you're missing anything there.
Right.
You'll see better performances from pretty much everybody in this movie.
I mean, right,
and probably other Christmas movies.
I mean, right down the line. I mean, even not Keith Washington. That's just what's Lauren London's boyfriend's that actor.
He's it is a Washington. I think it Keith Robinson.
Keith Robinson. Like I think about him in Dreamgirls, and I haven't seen him in anything else. And it's like, he's. I mean, hell, Lauren London is better in ATL.
Right, and she's the weak link in ATL.
Yeah.
So So no, I can't find myself. I wouldn't recommend this Christmas if you want to watch something. And I'm not even this great a big a fan of that movie. Watch Almost Christmas.
Now, which one is Almost Christmas?
Almost Christmas is the one with Danny Glover and Monique.
Yeah. Which is just like this one.
Just like this one.
Right, because Gabrielle Union is in Almost Christmas. Yeah.
But I'd watch that before I watch this.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't turn this off.
Okay. But would you recommend people watch it?
Like, go out and get it? No. But look, man, even Almost Christmas, like, I'm not recommending anyone go out and watch any of these soul food riffs.
Not too many of them. I'm sure there's some that aren't.
Right, like it really is soul food. And then these are like, hey, you like soul food. And it's like versions of soul food, which I can understand people like versions of soul food, which are fine. I mean, and hell, there's some black people and eating food, and it's probably a sweet potato pie somewhere. Like, everybody's gonna hold hands and pray, and then there's either gonna be an electric slide or a soul food line, and we got a bonus reference to them playing spades, and like, I'm not against it.
So, are you recommending it or not?
I'm not recommending it.
No.
But I it's hard for me to work up the energy to not recommend it. It's just sort of there.
You seem to do well from what I can see.
So there you go.
You did it very well.
Yeah, all right.
You should be proud of yourself.
All right.
You did it.
I want Delroy Lindo and Idris Elba to have something where they just stalking the mean streets of somewhere together.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that'll do it for our review of this Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. That will also do it for the Michaud Mission for the year 2021.
2021, we bring to a close.
We bring it to a close
here on the Michaud Mission.
Been a crazy year.
Yeah, another one.
Another crazy year. But it's been fun.
Yeah.
And you missionaries have made it fun for all of us. Yes, Sharon Eldridge, this is a good movie for a 6 Degrees game because there's a lot of connective tissue.
Oh yeah. And Delroy Lindo gets me to the Spike Lee universe.
Yes,
pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Idris gets you to the Tyler Perry universe.
Yeah.
So does Loretta. Probably they all do.
Yeah,
but this has been a fun year. We thank each and every one of you who has supported the show, who listens to the podcast, who watches us as we stream live on every Tuesday evening,
who continue to support the show. There are folks that have been around for years, and we see y'all and we love y'all.
Love you all. And I wish we could we gotta have like a Michaud Mission convention or something.
I mean, if people would act right and vaccinated so we could.
Yeah, because we've talked about going to conventions now, but we can't
get me started with.
We can't get there
with the yes.
I know. But thank you. We will be returning in January with continuing the road to 300. We have more specials planned for you. We've actually even changing up the lineup. You can go to our website and see the lineup of movies that we're going to be watching. But that's changing. We got I think at least one movie we're already changing.
A lot of moving pieces.
More specials, more fun. And It goes without saying, I'm so glad to be taking this journey with you, Vincent.
Likewise, my brother.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you to all the missionaries. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to one and all.
All right. Let's go out with you can follow the Michelle Mission 2 Men 1 podcast, every black film ever made. Go to michellemission.com where you can hit swag to check out all of the cool designs and gifts that we have coming to you by way of our good friends at TeePublic. And we'll see what we can do to Durville up a design over the holidays. You can email all of your thoughts and concerns to us at michellemission@gmail.com. Like and follow us on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Michelle Mission. Subscribe on YouTube to the Michelle Mission. And if you really want to help us on the podcast catcher of your choice, whether it be Apple Podcasts, even whether or not it be Spotify.
Oh,
you can give us a 5-star rating and a review. They just added star ratings on Spotify.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So please feel free to hit that star rating for the Michelle Mission because that really helps people find our show. We really appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
All right. We will be returning in January. I will tell you what we're going to be watching, but it may very likely change before we get there. So we'll let you know.
We'll keep you posted.
We will keep you posted. Until then, he's Vince. Oh, and one last huge shout out.
Okay.
To a person who has been helping me and Vince throughout the year behind the scenes. 2 people. One who's deep undercover behind the scenes, and that would be our California dreaming partner, Mo Poplar.
Hey.
So thank you, Mo. He's kind of like an associate producer here on the show.
Props to Mo Poplar.
So we love Mo. Thank you very much for all of your assistance.
Yes.
As he has helped us with some very special projects that we got going on. And it goes without saying that the Michelle Mission is Vince. The Michelle Mission is me. But in a whole lot of ways, the Michelle Mission is also one Toya Haynes.
Toya Haynes, she's like Jodie Watley in our Shalimar.
Okay. Well, which one is Howard Hewitt?
You can be Howard Hewitt.
I know I'm Howard Hewitt.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you over Howard Hewitt.
So thank you, Toya, our social media guru, as well as this our beautiful sounding board.
Yes.
And our new edition hookup. So thank you. Thank you. All right, we got to get out of here. He's Vincent. I'm Len. And in parting, we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.